Thank you, Stephen. All right. So here's the article for subscribers only. Let's see if did we get the article? Yes, we did. Or maybe we didn't. Let's see. So in a nutshell, it says only 13% are for junior positions. Oh, here's another gentleman waiting at the door. Let's let him in. And the 71% that remains are senior or super senior, doctorate level that they're looking for. Welcome, Tim. Glad you're here.
Yeah. So I shouldn't cut out this time because I bought one of those things for under my computer, one of those air things with cooler pads. Has like 3 fans underneath and it keeps it. And I think I would, if you remember last time I tried to join your meeting,
welcome, Les. Glad you're here. Tim, I'm glad your computer is working. Yeah, let's keep it running. Anyway, we were talking about AI jobs, and only 13% are for beginners. That's the essential essence of this article. So I'll put the link in the chat. All right, let me get to the chat. There's the chat. And the link's in the chat. Okay, next. If anybody else has any AI news, put it in the chat as well, and we'll talk about it. Okay, world's first. You notice it's in quotes here. That means it may not be the world's first vaccine designed by AI. Oh, it's a fundamentally new type of vaccine that could protect against large swaths of viruses and prevent pandemics. At least that's what they told their investors. So AI is helping us. Woohoo! Someday we won't get sick. Okay, I'm going to put that in the chat.
Anthropic's piece on recursive self-improvement has got people very excited. It's certainly generated a lot of social media.
You guys seen this video?
No, nope. I haven't.
No, I haven't seen it.
No, can you see it in my screen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I wanted to know.
And we could hear it
headlines. The main thing that people are clinging to is the idea that the report's authors said we should have the option to slow down or pause AI development, which points to some certain danger. Now, recursive self-improvement as a concept has been around since the 1960s. It's the idea that AI or other machines could improve themselves, and then you basically have the semi-mythical AGI. What the Anthropic data suggests is that...
For those of you who don't know it, AGI is something...
Artificial general intelligence.
Thank you. I would say something general intelligence. Artificial general intelligence. Yes, that's when, well, they're looking at the so-called point where the machines will surpass humanity in intelligence. But we're not there yet, obviously.
It actually appears pretty...
Well, I don't know, though. With some of the people in Washington, you can say we might be there. We'll name names.
Maybe it stands for artificial God invented.
Yeah.
Pretty sure the calculators passed some of the Washington guys.
Yeah. All right. Pick your least favorite Washington.
As of May 2026, more than 80% of the code merged into Claude's own codebase was written by itself. The typical engineer now ships 8 times as much code per day as in 2024. But all of this is still done with human oversight. Claude isn't coming up with the research direction or approving everything it's doing. So while 80% is a massive jump in the last 2 years, it's not Claude improving itself directly. Near the end of the piece, there's also this suggestion of pausing AI development. It's actually a bit vaguer than that. What it says is, we believe that it would be good for the world to have the option to slow down or temporarily pause frontier AI development to enable societal structures and alignment research to keep up with the advance of the technology. So it's not let's pause, it's we believe it will be good for the world. And they also caveated it by saying it's basically impossible anyway. Also, this is not a new idea. The 2023 Future of Life Institute open letter, signed by thousands, including Elon Musk, asked labs to pause training beyond GPT-4 for 6 months. Nobody paused. It would be reasonable to say this is a neat little piece of marketing. The article was released just 3 days after the S1 filing for Anthropic's IPO. I'd say Anthropic is pretty good at this kind of tactic. But at the same time, there's still some pretty amazing data in the article about how working at Anthropic has changed and probably will change. And that's likely to happen at all sorts of companies in the coming years. We made a longer video on it, which I hope you can watch. Anthropic's piece on
Okay, I put that in the chat. You can watch it on at your own leisure at another time. Anybody else have anything in AI news they want to talk about tonight?
Yeah, I dropped a link in the chat.
You did. Let me look.
I thought it was interesting, given your announcement of a cure coming out of AI, that this article is related to Anthropic locking down queries about bioscience.
Who's speaking?
This is Andrew.
Andrew. All right. Yeah, I see Andrew, and Kareem says, all right, I'm going to read you off Kareem's note, and then we're going to go to that link, Andrew.
Please.
So Kareem says, Claude Fable 5 is out, frontier model. That means the new one. That means, what does that mean? Bleeding edge technology, is that what they call it?
Yeah, it's the one after Mythos, actually.
Yeah, it's the one, it's
it is Mythos. It is Mythos.
Okay, superseding Opus, but it's intentionally crippled. It won't help competitors improve their own frontier models. It's also more expensive. Yeah, isn't that funny? You can use somebody else's AI model to help you improve your AI model. We're going to talk a lot more about that in a few minutes. All right, and we're going to look next at the link Andrew sent us. Let me bring it up on the other screen. Anthropic walks back policy that could have sabotaged AI researchers using Claude.
Yeah, it starts out with the same input about preventing AI research or blocking AI research, but it also blocked biosciences and chemistry research as well.
Oops.
I thought that was interesting, given that another team just announced a cure all your ailments AI invention.
That would be wonderful. All right. Oh, I just, yeah, great. Put the same one in twice. Oh, well, don't worry about it. We're good. Okay, we're going to move on. Anybody else before we move on? Okay, what you are looking at here is called ComfyUI. Let me say these off, and I'll show you how I launch ComfyUI, and it's all running locally. So I need to make sure these are all saved. Most of these I only got working today, so so this one makes 3D models from images. This one, you can tell it to sing a song, and it will do that for you. This one, you can take a picture and generate another picture, or I'm sorry, video, or you can take a sentence and describe a video just like you could do on some of the other platforms, except it's all on your local machine. Some of
When you
these you
say
can
that,
run.
it looks like the harness is definitely running on your local machine. Does that mean it doesn't work with online models? It only works with local models?
We'll discuss that in about 2 minutes. How's that sound?
Okay.
So let's show you how I get there. Let me close down all these windows. I even had AI make this nifty banner for us. You like that banner, guys?
I'd say it's definitely AI generated.
It definitely is. It's getting better though. It's not having as many misspellings as it used to have. So this is Stability Matrix running ComfyUI. It was a large number of downloads. I've documented them in a file. Anybody interested can have that file.
What is it?
A great question. It
Thanks.
is magic in a box. AI magic. It does a lot of things, but what I have it for is to do this. Starting from scratch here. It's going to run the Comfy AI Manager. This is so we can do all this locally without paying anybody a lot of money. And then finally, it gives you this little URL, and you click on the URL, and voila, you get an interface, a GUI, if you would. And you say, oh, those are pretty pictures and boxes, but what do they do? Well, let's start at the beginning. Let's say you wanted to do some sort of AI, but you didn't want to pay for it. Most of these you can do you can find companies that'll do these for you. And so these are your templates. These are the kind of things you can load up and let your AI do right on your own computer. Style transition, portrait relief. A lot of these have little sliders. Illustration to realism. Text. Changing, hey, this one changes a cat into a dog. Look at that. A couch. Little hat on a woman. Each one does something a little different. And there's, I don't know, hundreds of these. So you can search for what you want here. And by searching, I found 3 different model. Well, they're not models, they're templates that do different things. And then you have to load various models. Each model takes anywhere from 10 minutes to an hour or two to load. And they do all sorts of fun stuff. Anime, simple animation. You guys seeing all these?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, are they all tech or picture related?
No, and actually it's filter by model. You want, well, let's go by task rather. API, anime, audio editing, audio to video, brand design, etc.
What is their in-depth map?
Depth map, I don't know. I haven't looked at that one. We can take a look. There we go. There you go, that one.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
I have a gaming computer. It has an NVIDIA GPU on it. If you don't have an NVIDIA GPU, a lot of these models won't run on your computer. Some of them will. Which ones? I have no idea. You can also get some that come from the internet but then you need to have accounts and pay money. But I excluded those. So I picked 3 that I was interested in, and I wanted to show you those 3. Let's start with something really interesting for roboticists. Say you need a part and you have a photo of something. You can turn it into a 3D image. So what you do is you choose a file. Let's say, let's get a file here. Let's see, BB8. There we go. There's a nice image. I want that image. Okay, we're going to turn that into a file. Oops, I don't want to save the link. I want to save the image.
You probably have to visit it to get the image.
Yeah, we're going to get a small version. We'll see if it works. I don't know. Maybe it will. Maybe it won't. Okay, good. We go back here, and I'm going to point it at that image. There we go, right there, BB8, open. Okay. Now, there's a lot of parameters you can set, and I've changed none of them. So this is all default, and this is your end product here. It's going to take a couple minutes to run. Let's see what it does. Well, what's it doing? You know, but you can look over here. See that? 65%, 70%. If you go back to the application itself, let me pull that up. You see it's doing something there. You see volume decoding here. Look at that.
Do you know if it allows you to give it multiple images from different angles?
I don't know. I only got it running minutes before the meeting.
Hmm.
Do you know which model this is?
Yeah. It's the model is listed over here. Honey UAN 3D DIT V2 FP16.safe tensors. That's the model. I had to download that. Okay, and there it goes. There's BB8. And it's got most of it, it looks like. I don't know if that's a good model or a bad model, but let's see what it
Proportions look off.
Yeah, the proportions look off. The head's
they
too
do.
big.
Let me open up. So it puts it
If
here
you
in this
zoom out in the
folder,
model.
and it's number 2 here. It's a GLB file, which I hear are now can be opened by a lot of splicers these days.
Mhm.
Open with Cura. There's Cura.
It's still pretty good, even if it's distorted a bit. Claude would have probably generated a Python script to recreate it as a step file or something like that.
I think
It
I
was
tried using the Python plugin for Fusion 360 one day.
okay. There
That's
you
not too
go.
bad.
Nope.
There you go.
It looks a little
I don't know much
squat.
about this. Do you guys know how to spin this around?
Just put your mouse down and drag.
Okay, that's not. Oh, no, that makes it bigger and smaller. I can't get an angle on this.
Grab the bar.
There's
Yeah. So grab the yeah, like that.
It looks a little
Okay.
distorted there, but
Yeah, the bottom is a ovoid instead of a sphere.
pull that
Maybe it's
into
gonna have a hard time rolling with that one.
pull it into a 3D modeling program and straighten it out,
Well, it's my understanding that fat bottom girls make the rock and world go round.
Anyway, so hey, it worked.
Do ovoid girls go round?
Yeah. But the bottom line
Depends
is
on
I
your
got
taste.
a printable 3D model, even if it's not perfect, from an image. Earlier,
Yep.
I did a fish. You want to see my fish? I'll show you my fish. Open with, oh, I got the 3D view now. Ooh, it finally loaded. The Microsoft 3D viewer. They used to include that. There you go. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Want to see the image it came from?
Change the coloring so we can see the shadows better. Anything but white. Okay.
And I'll show you the picture it came from.
You can produce your own Finding Nemo with that.
It's fish. There it is. That was the picture. So that picture got turned into this. Put them side by side there. Again, the proportions are a little distorted, but not bad.
Yep. I have an app for my iPhone. iPhones have LiDARs built into them.
Uh-huh.
And so I have a little Lazy Susan for my pottery stuff. I put an object on the Lazy Susan, use my iPhone, take a picture as it rotates around, and then it turns it into a 3D model. And it does something, it's kind of okay. It's not as refined as the model you're showing here.
That's cool.
But it is an accurate representation of the model if you want to try to reproduce something.
Now I could go in here and change the parameters, but I even haven't tried. Like I said, I barely got this thing working in less than 10 minutes before the meeting started. So let's move on. This is kind of cool. Can you guys read this text here? It's very tiny.
No. Can you zoom in?
World.
Trying. Is that big enough or you want it bigger?
Oh, female vocal,
Way bigger.
electric guitar, drum, bass, emotional, mid-tempo. Oh, female vocal ballad. Ballad is spelled wrong. Electric guitar, drums, bass, emotional, mid-tempo.
2 L's in ballad?
I think so.
All right. You define what kind of song you want here, and you put the words down here. And then you click the go button. And it's going. Again, you can watch it here. There you go. You see the progress bar. And it's still going. I think it's still going. I don't know. Let's try playing. See if something plays.
I see blue, blue neon rain on windows. I see blue, blue rain in your eyes.
Well, there you go. How about that?
Just like the living spoonful.
That is, I think that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
this was all free. I didn't have to pay for any of this, and it's right on your own computer. Anything else you guys want to try before we move on? No? Then we'll move on. Finally, we have what I call Wombo, which used to be the name of an app for the iPhone. It's no good anymore. This goes text to video. You can use a starting frame and base it on that or not. Right now, this is disabled, so it's just going to produce a woman smiling. All this Chinese, I translated, it says what not to do. This is the negative prompt. I asked AI, should I convert it to English? It says you don't have to. I found that kind of curious. If we open up a new window, we can actually see what it says. Vibrant colors, overexposed, static, blurry detail, blah, 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 blah. That's what it says. All right.
Poorly drawn hands. No poorly drawn hands, it said.
No poorly drawn hands. Yeah, no 6 fingers or 4 fingers. We're disjointed. It drew me a picture of a woman with feet for hands last night.
It said fused fingers though, so it must be an easy way to not deal with the number of fingers. It's just fuse the fingers on the hand. Anyhow, let's see the image.
Yeah, these are generally 8 billion parameter models. You can run 15 billion, but you can barely run it on my computer. They don't run very fast, and sometimes they use too much memory and will crash the app.
Does it warn you when you select the model whether or not your system is likely to be able to run it?
No, no. Only the AI that I was using Claude to guide me through this installation. It said, don't use that one. It'll never run, and that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what? Just a woman smiling. Now I have a seed in here, and I have a randomize in. So every time I run this, I'll get a different woman smiling. And it's a little animation. It's 10 frames a second. It's 704 by 704 width and height. That makes a big difference because if you make it too big, it'll take hours. How many steps? That makes a big. The number of steps used to denoise the process. You don't want that too small, or your image comes out very well. I wouldn't say grainy, but weird. So let's run this, and then I'll show you some of the videos I came up with recently. And we'll watch the progress on the back end here. You guys can't hear it, but my computer fan is running faster and faster as this thing kicks on.
What's the equivalent graphics card to what's in your laptop?
I have a GeoForce 4070 laptop GPU, 80 gigabytes. I'm sorry, 8 gigabytes.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, 80. Yeah, they recommend a 32 gigabyte GPU, and I cannot update or increase the amount of RAM on my GPU.
Does anybody have a 32?
Nobody has
GPU?
32 in a laptop.
24 on a desktop is huge.
Yeah, so they recommend at least, they recommend, what was it, minimum of 16 to 24.
You could run it on a Mac Mini.
Well, there you go. As you can tell, video takes a whole lot longer than anything else.
Why don't you show us your
You want to
samples
see my,
in the meantime?
Task Manager?
No, your samples. You're going to show some others.
Oh, all right, sure. Well, we're up to 97%. This might be coming anytime soon. There we go. Or not.
And
Is
what
that-
was
those samples.
the prompt supposed to do?
Just a smiling woman.
It's woman smiling. That's all it says. Oh, there it is. God, that's awful.
Yeah, that's not a smile, that's a grimace.
You put the prompt in as Chinese, didn't you?
I did not. And if you run it again, it'll produce a completely different woman. All right. Let me show you.
Well, at least it's not the typical AI woman. You know, the unrealistic beauty
Mhm.
thing that they do.
This one looks like a normal woman listening to one of my jokes.
It's kind of like a painful smile there.
Let me be
Yeah.
polite.
She's forcing that smile for sure. All right, here we go. So here's some of my earlier images. These are just stills here. I said woman in a bathing suit. That's what I got. Look at that. Look at that. She's got an extra hand. You see that, guys?
Mhm.
Extra ear too. Extra hair.
Yeah. And I asked for Casper the unfriendly ghost. And here's some audio. I couldn't. Did you guys hear that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sound like a machine gun or something? That's because I had the wrong model in. I had to
Machinery
replace the
sound.
model.
Sounds like a fast sewing machine.
Finally, I'll delete those first four.
What are you asking it to generate?
That wasn't bad.
Blue neon rain on my screen.
They even had backup vocals.
I see blue neon rain on my screen. I see blue neon in your eyes. I see blue neon rain on my screen. I see neon in your eyes.
Leon?
Is that the blue screen of death?
Yeah.
I see blue, blue neon rain on my windows. I see blue, blue neon rain on my windows. I see blue, blue neon rain in your eyes.
And here's the one we just did.
I see blue, blue neon rain on windows. I see blue, blue rain in your eyes.
There
It's
you
a
go.
very similar
What kind
voice.
of prompt did you give that to come up with blue rain on?
The
The
prompt,
windows.
hold on, let me show you the prompt.
Next time, tell it, do not generate music in a minor key.
Female vocal, ballad, electric, guitar. Originally, it was just, I didn't call out male or female. And it just, the first one came out male. Electric guitar, drums, bass, emotional, mid-tempo. That's it. Then I just gave the lyrics.
What lyrics did you give it?
I see blue, blue neon rain on my window.
Oh, okay. So it's
It
not the
read it
fault of the
exactly.
AI, it's yours.
It's my lyrics. All right. Let's see. The meshes, I only made 2 of those. I showed you those a minute ago. And let's see. And then the videos. I made quite a few of those. A lot of them are very abstract, like this one.
Yeah.
Or this one. I just was making them about 2 seconds, trying to alter all the parameters, trying to come up with something better.
I know an art museum that would probably hang that one on its wall.
Yeah.
Even without a banana tape to it.
Yeah.
This one just wanted that close up. I don't know why. And I said, woman with her tongue sticking out. And this is what I got. She's got nose rings. Little tiny tongue. There's more abstract art.
Okay.
You know, as I finally narrowed down what it took to get a good image, they got better and better. And then they got worse again because I made more changes. Like that one. Or this one. I could sell that as a painting. Just take one frame.
The hunger's name on it, it'd go good.
Yeah. Some of them are real good and some of them are real crap. And then I started with an image and tried to alter the image. Yeah, that didn't go very well.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of interesting. You know, kind of Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds sort of deal.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, oh, and then I wanted her face to turn into a flower. Well, that's what I got. So that's all I got on this. Any questions, comments, criticisms about this program here? It took me approximately 4 hours to install it and then download the models I needed to run all this. So it takes a bit of time to set up. A lot of it's just waiting, though.
How fast is your internet?
Pretty fast. I run 3 TVs off my internet.
That's not much anymore. Is it like a gigabit a second or 100 megabit a second?
I don't know. We got the maximum offered.
Oh, okay.
Coming in through the cable.
Oh, that should be pretty fast then.
Yeah. All right. Anything else, or we're done here?
Did anyone attend any of the sessions for the Apple WWDC, their AI platform architecture stuff?
Not yet.
They're online. I've looked at a few of them. It's really from the point of view of how Siri or other things interact with apps. You sort of create a app intent structure that describes the objects of your application that might be queried by other things or might be looked up, as well as intents, in other words, actions that your application can take on behalf of the AI or at the request of the AI. It kind of was interesting to me because it sort of takes your normal application structure and turns it inside out as far as making your internal things accessible to AI to manipulate for you. Yeah, interesting. In fact, I actually went back to the WDC 2024 is where the first of the sessions that came out that describe the app intents infrastructure. And the reason I mentioned it is I thought that kind of model would work well not only for applications but also for robotics. You know, that idea of an intent that either your voice instruction or direction by the model needs to perform some kind of action, and that action is defined by the intents and capabilities of the hardware rather than some set case structure of rules. Yeah.
Interesting. All right, moving on. So this is the book. I've actually got a signed contract back from A Press. I officially have an editor and a publishing company, and you're all volunteer testers. If you see any problems, just shout them out, because that's the only way you're allowed to look at this book before it's published. I got to call you my editing and testing crew. Okay, guys? Any objections?
Nope.
Good. For those of you who missed the last umpteen meetings, this is chapter 1. Can you guys read this?
Yep.
Only sort of.
You can zoom in. I can zoom in too. Let me zoom in.
I don't know how to zoom in from my angle.
Yeah, you can. I don't remember how, though. Can you read it now?
Better, yeah.
All right. So the big idea, well, in this chat, we're going to build our own AI. That's the whole idea of this thing. We're going to build our own ChatGPT-like large language model. And the caveat is it's not a real large language model because the definition has changed. Large language models used to be pretty small, and then they grew up, and now you have them at a trillion parameters or something. Mm-hmm. So we're just going to use that generically.
Now come in tall grande invente.
This is not a beginner's book. Now, if you guys don't want to build your own AI, you can drop off now. Thank you for coming. If you want to just sit in, but this will be over the head of a few people. I don't know who. You can call it yourself. It's not a beginner's book. It's a programmer's book. You must be fluent in Python. But you won't need advanced math because we're not going to make you do any math. We're going to tell you a little bit about the math involved, but you're not going to be figuring any of it out. This is a pragmatic approach. Show me the code. It's a long process with many steps. Each one has to be executed successfully to have a complete working chatbot. This book is light on theory and heavy on steps you can execute and code you can copy, run, and verify. Now, in this thing, I suggest that you might want to use a virtual environment. That's up to you. If you're used to using them, go ahead. But we don't actually dive into that at all. I had to use a virtual environment because that software I just showed you a few minutes ago was all Python based, and it has its own folder and its own virtual environment, and it's basically told me if you want to run anything else in your Python program, any other kind of Python program, you have to put in a virtual environment or things just won't work. Here we talk about large language models. BERT was large at 340 million. GPT-2s was also called a large language model at 124 million parameters. And then they got to 175 billion. 10 billion is considered small. And now they got a trillion. So the world moves on. This is for Windows. Those of you who are not using Windows will have to wait for the update. That'll include Linux and Apple. Because with the scope of this being so big, I wanted to limit it to just Windows. Otherwise, I'd have 3 times as much code to write, prove, and get working. And also, I don't have an Apple machine, so that would be a bit of a problem. I have a Linux machine, but not an Apple. While it's possible to train a 4 billion model on a home computer, The length of the time it would take would be years. In this, you're going to train 3 models, 10 million, 50 million, 150 million. At 10 million parameters, I've already built one of these. Yeah, you prove that the code works. You say, how are you? And it replies, Apple, banana 17. It doesn't, it's not any good. At 50 million, it kind of will sometimes answer things normally. And 150 million, that's when you start getting a chatbot that sounds like a chatbot. Not perfect, but it sounds a whole lot better than any of the other ones. Now, I suggest you use a high-end gaming computer, anything with an NVIDIA graphics card, because we're going to use PyTorch. PyTorch is the back end that does all the heavy lifting for an AI, both creating it and running it. PyTorch is a set of libraries for your Python. And here we go into the size of a computer and how long it's going to take. When we get to the big model, it's going to take 3 to 7 days of training. I'm trying to reduce that a little bit, but we'll see what happens. And that's with the NVIDIA GPU, the one I have here. Actually, I've got 8 gigabytes RAM. This is recommending 12. If you run it at home, you got 5 to 10 days of training. Well, that's like minimal. It could run a month. So you set up your tools, you collect your data, you clean the text, you split the text into small pieces, you build a system to break up the text, you prepare the data for training, you create the brain model, you train the model. Now here's a new step I had to add. When I created my first AI model, all it did was complete a sentence. It couldn't answer any questions. And I had to do a little bit of research. It says, yeah, you've got to train your model even further so it knows how to answer a question instead of just continuing a sentence. Very interesting stuff, this is. Then you fine-tune your model, test your model, build a chat loop, shrink it and speed it up. Add a GUI. You don't want to always be running it from the command line, although some of you guys, goodbye, Mark. See you.
Good night, guys.
Good night. Thanks for coming. See you next week. Although a lot of you guys like using a command line interface. I like the GUI. I like a box with buttons and fields and fun stuff like that. And then 15, you celebrate the completion of your chatbot. You must do that. That's essential. Okay, first steps is make sure Visual Studio Code is installed. Python, pip. You create a project folder. Create 5 subfolders, and I'm gonna add more to this later. Create a virtual environment, and I recommend it now after I've had so many troubles. Then you install something called PyTorch. It's a library. It has lots and lots. It's huge. It gives Python the ability to work with large, multi-dimensional tables and numbers. We call those tables and numbers tensors. If you've heard that word thrown around, that's what it means. Large, multi-dimensional tables of numbers. And it runs the math for training the model file. and it uses your GPU to make that math go even faster. It helps you build your neural network. It tells you how wrong your model is. This is called loss. It has optimizers. PyTorch is huge. It's the workhorse. It helps us build the model, feed it data, train it, save it, load it, and run it so we can chat with it. This is how to install PyTorch. If you have an NVIDIA GPU and you're installing PyTorch, you have to match the version of PyTorch to your version of Python. If you don't, it won't use the GPU. And if it doesn't use the GPU, it'll run real slowly if it runs at all. If you just want something that'll run on your computer without a GPU, this is how you install PyTorch. A lot simpler. And you install something called NumPy or NumPy. It's a library for math. Pretty simple. A lot of Python programs use NumPy. Then you install something called TQDM. Doesn't do much. Then you run a sanity program to show you that Python's good, PyTorch is fine, your GPU is fine, and you're going to run something called CUDA. I forget what CUDA stands for, but it helps you. It's also a library and allows you to run your AI on your GPU. So this runs in a program we call check env or check environment. I have it loaded up here, ready to go. In the book, I give you all the code you need. If anybody wants a copy of my book, tell me before we, put your name in the chat actually, and I will send you a copy of the book. Keep in mind, it's in progress. There are errors. There are incomplete sections. Okay, so this just checks to make sure everything's ready. I'm running it now. You can see it's at the bottom, it says environment check. There's our Python version. And it's still running. It's taking its time. There we go. It says we've got PyTorch installed. It says CUDA, the libraries are available. It says my GPU is there, and here's the name and number of it. And we are ready to go. Any comments on this?
You know, if PyTorch runs with non-NVIDIA GPUs?
I don't think so. I would suggest you ask an AI if it does. We could do that right now if you'd like. I can pull up.
Yes, if it'll work with the Intel or Radeon AMD GPUs, out of curiosity.
Will PyTorch work on, which one did you say?
AMD or Intel?
Can you read that?
Yep. Yeah, that's interesting.
So yes, but. I can put this in the chat if you'd like.
Sure. Thanks.
All right, you got it. Any other questions before we move on? All right, so here's the code. It's in the book. I'm also putting it on my GitHub. It's just a single download. It's not a workable GitHub setup where you can fork it and do other things with it, update it. It's just
Are you planning on using like Jupyter notebooks or something to do this?
No, no. I'm using a virtual environment, and that's as far as I'm going with it. So here's hiccups, problems, and solutions. And a summary. And this is important. Don't panic. Anybody familiar with the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy?
Oh, yes.
I've got a brain the size of a planet, yes. And here you are asking me to.
So long, and thanks for all the fish.
Yes. Okay, chapter 3, gathering the training data. You have to go to a website called Hugging Face. It's called Hugging Face because he uses this icon with a face that looks like it wants a hug. And it has all the data you would ever need to make your own AI chatbots. All of it. It's got so much data. I'm surprised. And it's free. They give it away free. Let's go take a look at it real quick. So this is Hugging Face. And you have data sets. This is where you're going to get your data from, these data sets. And you have all sorts. You have models here too. You have various AI models. I don't know why this isn't updating here. Okay, my website's not updated. Maybe up here. Maybe these will work. Oh, there we go. There's our data sets. These are for training your AI. Hundreds, if not thousands. I don't know how many. Oh, there we go. 1,000,000+ data sets. Look at that, guys. And models. These are AI models you can download and use. Almost 3 million models. So again, this is huggingface.co, not .com, but .co. I'll put the link into the chat. It's just interesting to page through this thing. AI suggested I use the daily dialogue data set. That's a tongue twister. I didn't like it. It didn't work very well. I'm going to go back and reanalyze if maybe I should use a different data set. This is pretty small. It contains 13,000 everyday human conversations. I didn't see 13,000. Like I said, I'm probably going to redo this because it didn't come out right. It's free to use. Topics by chat. And that's what we're going to use. I assume I'm going to try it again and see if it works. And here's a link to get you there. And there you go. Use this data set, yes. Click on files where it tells you how to download it. So I made a note here. It takes 5 to 12 hours to go through a single pass of the data without a GPU. Keep that in mind. You can do it. It's just going to take you a lot longer. If you're thinking, does my PC have a GPU? Well, if you have to ask that question, it probably doesn't. Because only the newer ones have it, and only the newer gaming computers have it, unless you installed it yourself on a desktop. So we're going to run another program that reads the text file and keeps a random representative sample and writes the reduced data set to a new file. In other words, we're shrinking the data. Now, this is a double-edged sword. When you shrink the data, your model will take less time to train. But when you shrink the data, you will get a worse model. Something to keep in mind. I'm going to try it later on tonight without shrinking it and see how it goes. And here's the next program here, shrink my data. All right, it's going for a little bit after 8. We're going to end off here. I'm going a little hoarse. Any comments, questions, issues before we end off here tonight, guys?
Not unless you can explain what Olama does in a very short period of time.
Olama. Olama is a very powerful tool. And to get the right answer so I don't steer you guys wrong, then we're going to ask AI what AI does, what Olama does.
Mm-hmm.
Let me share my screen again.
Have you installed it, Michael?
No, I don't think so. I put model.
I've got it here.
I did
I've got it here.
I used Thomas's stuff to load models a few weeks back, and then on my Macintosh, a friend gave me instructions, and I think it uses MLX, which is a Mac specific thing.
Okay, so this is Olama. You can use it. You can use it to chat with.
Yes, but I'm kind of curious about what it actually does.
Okay.
Under the hood, not.
We're going to ask it that right now. How's that? We'll just ask it right then and there. Lets you run large language models.
Then ask,
So
does that imply that all large language models have a similar API?
I wouldn't say all, but a lot do.
They have one of a set of APIs, and Olama handles those that are common and pertinent.
Okay.
It downloads the model files. You can see this is downloading a model file because either I know I have a model file here, but can I stop this thing? How do I stop this crazy machine?
Try the big.
There we go. Gemma 4. Let's see. Find the model. All right, Klein. Let's try this one. Hi. Okay. Anyway, I'm not here to show you Olama today, but let's just read what it says here. It's not working.
So Olama, Michael, you might think of it like an LLM service, the same way you'd think of a database being a data service. It's not the GUI. It's not the GUI that you see, but it's the back end that does all the work.
Yeah, that's what I'm assuming it does. So I'm assuming that the LLMs have a small, as you're saying, set of APIs. It probably looks at the model file and says, is this an API I recognize? We'll download it, call the system loader to load the model into memory. And then
it actually has a library or an index of ones that you can download from the Olama site that are tailored to it.
Oh, okay.
So in theory, you could download as many as you want, and then through your GUI, like Open Web UI is a common one. You can select one of those models, and Olama will load it up into your GPU or whatever you have running in the back end, and answer queries with it.
Okay.
Yeah. Claude says it's a standalone application. It's like a web browser, except viewing web browsers, you run AI
I have a Mac Mini, and I looked at some article that compared the Mac Mini performance to some of the better NVIDIA GPUs, the 5000 series, 5090 or something. I don't remember what they all are. And the Mac Mini was like one third the speed, something like that. So yeah, not too bad. And I have a 3060, but that's a fairly old GPU too.
How much VRAM on it, Michael?
Probably only 8 GB. I don't remember.
That's all I got. I've been downloading smaller models and just experimenting with it. I haven't been putting a lot of throughput on it, just sort of querying it through the Open Web AI, Open Web UI rather.
So I was wondering if I could load in the Gemma model that came out recently, and I wonder if it would do some of the scene recognition that Thomas has done. So if my robot is just looking in the kitchen, can I ask it, what is out of place here? And, it'll come back and say, oh, I see a sock on the floor, something like that.
That's how I hope to use mine, is used as an instance in my home that I can call from various interfaces, whether those be web text interfaces or whether they be ROS interfaces.
Yeah, so none of them I've seen at all are going to give you 20 frames a second feedback that you need for navigation. But if I come up with tasks like one of the behavior trees I have patrols my house, and it's intended to again look for things that are out of place. So doors that are open, lights that are left on, extra people in the house, things like that. So for all of those, the robot can go to a pose, take a picture, and spend some time reasoning about it. So that should be doable, I think.
I'll try to whip up a demo for our next meeting to show you Olama, and we'll feed it some images or something and see what it comes up with.
Well, if you've captured the text, the chat, my email address is in there asking for the latest book. If you want to send anything for me to look at, I'd appreciate knowing about it.
All right. Anybody else want a copy of the book? Stephen, you want a copy?
Am I on?
You are.
Sure.
All right. Andrew, would you like a copy of the book?
I appreciate the offer, but I've got too much backed up, Thomas. I wouldn't be able to do you justice.
That's fine.
I can have
Dr.
any guy
James?
read it to me.
Yeah, same here. I've got too many other irons in the fire to
Too many
really
irons on
couldn't
the
do it
fire. Okay,
justice.
so make sure you give me your email addresses in the text in case I don't. Actually, what I'm just going to post something to the mail. Is there anybody here who's not on the HBRC mailing list? Or maybe the DPRG? Which mailing list are you on, Andrew?
HBRC?
Okay, good. All right, guys. And Dr. James, you're on the HBRC as well, I assume.
Right. Oh yeah.
All right, I'll send an email there, and you guys just to jog. I'll send it to jog your memory, and you reply and say to jog my memory. I want as many eyes as possible on this book so I can get it off and make sure it makes sense and the code works. That's the most important thing.
There are like 1,500 people, I think, on the list. So you'd think you'd get some number of responses.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. All right, guys, it's way past 8 o'clock. We only go an hour here. I'd like to say good night to everyone.
Thomas,
yeah,
you're doing a valuable thing for me.
Well, what's that? What am I doing for you?
You're telling me how to get this thing up and running. I want to stick in your voice synthesis and voice to text and then run some of these models. And so I don't have to go do all of this. You've done it for me. So
somebody's got to be the first. And I've got it all documented, and I'm going to clean it up, and then I'll put it online or something. I'll send you a copy. I'll probably make a video since I've been making videos of everything.
That'd be excellent.
Yeah.
You going to start working on your podcast to go with your book?
I should, right? I
Hey,
gotta do
absolutely
something.
should.
When that book comes out, I better be ready. All right, guys, it's getting late. Saying goodnight. If you want to know anything else, you can reach me online. A lot of you have my phone number if you want. Whoa, look at that.
Next
Fireworks.
week,
All
same time,
right.
same station.
Same time, same station. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Bye.
Tim, can you hold back a minute? I want to chat with you.
Sure.
Steven, you want to listen in on this chat, or is it kind of boring for you, I'm sure?
Oh, I can leave.
No, you don't have to. You can sit in.
Okay, I'll go back to sleep. I was taking a nap.
Tim's a beginner on both programming and AI. He's been building physical robots for as long as I've known him, so all his life, I suppose.
Oh, he's
So
one
I'm
of those. Yeah.
one of those guys, yeah. So I'm gonna ask him where he's at and what he needs to know. Tim, I'm speaking to you directly. What? God, I had one more thing to show. I forgot. It's staring me in the face. This thing. It's an AI. It's a little AI. What do you call it?
Display.
No, it's a self-contained unit that goes to the internet and you talk to it, it talks back, and you can load several different models in it and configure them. It's great for a robot if you want to give your robot personality and you don't want to do any real programming. You just glue it on the front of your robot, and your robot has instant personality.
Does it have a built-in speaker?
What's that?
Is there a built-in speaker to that, or do you connect an external speaker and microphone?
It has a built-in speaker, and I don't know if you can connect an external.
Like
A built-in speaker and microphone. You want it? I can plug it in right now. I got to find a plug for it. I think I got one down here.
How much does that cost?
Oh, they're cheap. They're $15 on Amazon.
Oh my God.
I mean, how much cheaper can you get?
That's true. What's it called?
AI Pi Lite.
AI Pi. Is that like
PI, not PIE, PI.
Okay, PI Lite.
Lite.
LIGHT, right?
No, LITE.
Oh, Lite. Oh, okay.
Let me see if I can find a plug to plug it in, because I didn't buy the battery. I was figured if I liked it, I'd buy the battery, because the battery was another $10. I didn't want to invest $25 if I didn't like the toy, and I like it. I do.
So I imagine if I want to learn anything about programming, from the very basics, anything, I could just go on YouTube.
Yeah, most of it's on YouTube, Tim. If you want, I can show you whatever you need.
Uh-huh.
I've known you for 20 plus years.
Yeah, I know. And I just think of all the stuff that people have been programming in there and had no idea about it. And it's already obsolete. Like, I remember people used to talk about stamps.
Yeah, the basic stamp. Nobody talks about the basic stamp anymore. Hold on, I'm trying to find a connector for this. I got a box of them here. Oh, there we go. Found one.
Yeah.
Okay, got it powered up. I'll have to show this next week.
Does it have Bluetooth?
No.
Oh.
No, it's self-contained and very limited on features. And I've got it plugged on, and let's see if it'll.
So it's like Alexa then, sort of.
Yeah, it's like an Alexa, but you can just glue it on it comes with a rechargeable battery. You can just glue it on your robot, and then your robot's got an instant AI personality. You see?
Mm-hmm.
Does it talk?
Hi there. Can you hear it?
Yeah, I heard something.
It clicked.
Very low.
Does it have an output that you can put into an amp?
How are you?
It's not going through Zoom very well.
Yes.
So does this have all of its software
Set the volume to 100.
self-contained inside of the module, right? It's not on the internet.
Yeah. My only complaint is it's just not loud enough. Got a little LED display, black and white, that's all.
Huh.
And that's it. And you configure it through, you log into it from Wi-Fi. You log into its Wi-Fi, and then you can configure it from there.
Okay, so when you go to the Wi-Fi app or whatever it is, can you see data coming out of it? Does it produce text or?
No.
No?
No, it's just configurations in your reboot.
Oh.
Like I said, it's very simplistic, and again, the worst part is it's just.
But wait, it could be hacked. We could hack it. Let's hack it. I want to hack.
Sure, you hack it, and I'll copy your hack. Tim.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might want to get one of these, but it's not very loud. You'd have to put some sort of amplifier on it.
Yeah, that's what I was asking. Can you, is there any kind of an output that you can feed into an amp?
No, not that I could find.
Uh-huh.
It's got several pins on the back, but I don't know what they do. I see it. I see a TX, RX.
Oh, that's data.
Okay. Ground, VBAT. That's for charging, I suppose. 1040 and 1041, which I have no idea what those will do. And there's another ground and VBAT.
Is there any instructions with it that explain that?
There's instructions, but it doesn't explain it.
Oh.
Is it in Chinese?
No, it's in English.
Oh.
It's I think it's called an AIPI or something.
How come they get more pages in the instructions in Chinese or other languages than we get in English? It's not fair. They're hiding data from us because they get more words. I've seen it. It's not fair.
And they were originally selling for $27, but I saw them on Amazon for $15, and I picked one up.
Oh. I'd be interested to see what kind of data comes out of TX and RX. You could probably try plugging it into an Arduino and reading that.
Okay, AI says it's integrated mini speaker. You can open it up and run the signal off of that into an amp, I suppose. If you want to pay it, you can put in samples of any voice you want, and you make your robot sound like it. So if you wanted it to sound like the Lost in Space robot, you could do that.
Oh.
But then you got to pay money by the month. It says if you want to use the device privately or enhance the audio quality, you can connect external listening devices. It supports Bluetooth connectivity. Oh, I didn't see that in the manual.
It's got Bluetooth.
Well, that's what it says online in AI. I didn't see it in the manual. I can't find the manual right now.
Use your phone and search for it.
Here it is. Is that it? I think that might be it. No, that's not it. That's an application for a credit card. That's mail that I haven't opened this week. Sorry, guys, I can't find the thing, but it says you can. So can you? Probably, if it says you can.
If it's got Bluetooth.
Oh, here's the manual. No, that's not the manual. That's for something else. That's for my battery pack. Here's the box. Here's the box it comes in. And let's see, no manual in the box. I've obviously taken the manual out of the box.
Does it have that? Does it have that new box smell?
It does.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
My wife's got a car that's 3 years old. It still smells like a new car. They say that's actually not very good for your health, though.
Yeah, I once heard Tom heard it causes cancer.
Yeah. So yeah, because it's plastic. Anyway, and you can choose from like, I don't know, 10, 12 different voices for it, Stephen.
Oh, cool.
If you don't use the voice cloning.
Yeah, I'm kind of like, I've been using several things that talk. And it's like they only give you a couple different voices, and I don't like a lot of them. I want to use like...
I'm going to share my screen. I'll show you
like Samuel Jackson or somebody. I want some... I want Morgan Freeman.
Here, there's the device. You see it?
Oh.
You can collect the colors. Woohoo! You can bring a toy to life.
Yeah, we got to do some hacking with this and something, you know, relatively evil. That would be cool.
Yeah, Camp was talking about this. It's an ESP32. But, you know, you don't want to redo the whole thing.
Well, like I said, if it has TX and RX and they're live and they work, you should be able to read it with an Arduino. You know, you can feed that in there into the Arduino. You want to measure the voltage and make sure they're 5 volts. And just keep playing with the baud to see what, you know, what the data rate's coming out at, and you might be able to scan and read it.
That's true. See, you see this voice cloning?
Uh-huh.
No censorship. You like that, don't you, Stephen?
Yes.
See that?
That's why I don't like Apple.
No censorship. There you should get one of these.
What's that mean, no censorship?
Well, a lot of the AI programs won't let you say sexy things or naughty things or violent things.
Yeah, no, you can't do bad things.
And you can't use existing characters. You couldn't really, if you ask AI to sound like the Lost in Space robot, it won't, or C-3PO or any of those.
I've worked around that by calling it art.
Yeah, there are workarounds. You can upload your documents to draw information from.
I think it'd be interesting if you could. I often thought if I could impersonate 2 people, like in voices, I always thought Rod Serling and Paul Lynde would be interesting people. Lynn. Yeah, I just had a funny idea. Wouldn't it be cool to make a Lost in Space video that has a robot talking like Paul Lynde?
Oh, and it does have memories, so it'll remember yesterday for you. See, for free, you get unlimited conversations, free AI agents. You can build your own AI agents. In other words, you can define the personality. You can edit them. You get GPT-4, Gemini or Gemini, Azure Bedrock. You have a knowledge base. And no voice cloning. Oh, it's what gives you. Gives you more of your pain.
I once saw this impersonator on television, and he said he got pulled over by the cop, and the cop said, "Oh, you're going, 10 miles over the speed limit." And he starts like Paul Lynde. He goes, "Oh, I should be horsewhipped for that." And he says it's just like Paul Lynde. I'm just thinking how funny that would be.
That's pretty funny. Anyway,
Thomas, I did ask the Tony bot about you today.
uh-oh.
Yeah, it actually came back. And I said, who is Thomas Messerschmidt with Homebrew Robotics? And he came back and told me all about your last thing with AI and that you were creating a book. And you did a presentation recently at the meeting. It was up to date.
Well, at least it told you all the good stuff, hit all the evil stuff, I guess,
Oh, you want to know about the evil stuff? Well, I could list that. I was being kind. But,
well, there you go.
Yeah, he's telling you need to clean up that thing you did in Ohio. One of these get a chance.
All right, so this is it. And like I said, I found it on Amazon for $14.99, $10 less. Usually what that happens is that means that they're going out of business or they're gonna update the product, so they're trying to sell off what they got.
I wonder how much these things are if you go to Banggood or something.
I don't know. But how much less could they be than $15?
In China, they could be free.
I suppose.
Yeah. Anyways, I did make some progress on the robot.
Good. Why didn't you bring that up during the meeting?
Oh, you were having so much fun. I didn't want to distract you.
I could have used a break.
Well, I don't have it functional enough to demo.
Hey, can you have it functional by next Thursday? Nothing happens without a deadline.
Yeah, I'm working on it. I just got it all put back together. I had it completely took apart. I had to replace part of the frame, or actually I added a sheet of plywood because there was so much stuff getting added to the chassis that I had a piece of cardboard all because it was supposed to be a lightweight nothing. Well, now it's up to over 12 pounds, and that was tearing through the cardboard. So now it's wood, and now I got to replace the tires because I got so much weight on it, it's destroying my tires. But I got all the electronics put back in. I added some blinky lights, a whole bunch of them, and I have.
A robot's not a robot without blinky lights. That's my.
Well, I have a few hundred. And it also, I have Alexa working on it. I have any other AI I want, I can add at the same time. I can have them.
Yeah.
I can have them talk to each other. The AIs can have conversations, and they can control.